Jay, so I'm listening to an audiobook, a very good one, and I came across a subject. They were talking about passion. And so the author went on to explain passion's slaves. And one of the things he mentioned was depression is a slave of passion. He also talked about conscious and unconscious emotions as a slave of passions. The one that surprised me, though, was spirituality. Like I've heard you say, when it comes to spirituality, that a lot of times we get in situations so we can force testimonies. And this author was saying the same thing. So when it comes to passion, can we be slaves to it because we're actively trying to pursue it? And then what are some of the results or things that can come out of that?
That's a good question. Passion is like love. It's an uncontrollable feeling. It's an uncontrollable scenario. So passion is something I always tell people in business to put the passion in your back pocket like your driver's license. You don't have to pull it out and use it all the time, but you know you need it. And it's very important for you to have, but it's not a state that you want to live in. You know what I'm saying? So when people start to live in love or live in passion, you do a lot of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It's uncontrolled. You don't know what you're going to do when you're in a passionate space. You know what I'm saying? Like people, oh, my passion. Well, like they said, passion you can passion yourself into the poorhouse. Because the genuine thing that you have to have in this life is discipline. Like you're not going to always be passionate about doing something that you're passionate about. You're not. Because every part of it you don't like. You say, I want to be a teacher, but you get a class with 3 kids that's baby's kids or baby hell raisers or children of the corn. Every day they can make your passion to live in hell. And so it's either you're going to have the discipline to get through that so that you can still be there next year, or you're going to realize that your passion has diminished and you're going to quit. So you cannot just live in a state of constant passion or constant love. Even in marriage, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't love them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes it's a discipline to say, I made a choice to marry this person, to be with this person, so that's why we still together. But if it was up to me, I'm out of here. If it was my passion and my love, you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about slaves to passion, I just think that, you yourself can become a slave to your passion. And it allows you to do things that you can't control. And you're going to be doing a lot of apologizing or worse. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hey, how many people are on the side of the road because they wanted to follow their passion? And it was, it wasn't moving without the benefit of intellect, with the benefit of intellect. You have to be smart. Like, I deal with this all the time when people say, I want to leave my job. And I'm like, for what? Because I'm not passionate about it. But I don't think you're passionate about being on the side of the road either. I don't think you're passionate, you know what I'm saying, about not being able to feed your children either. I don't think you're very passionate about not knowing where your next meal is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to take your steady dose of passion and be able to monitor it. Can't overdose on it. I don't think you can take too little of it. I think you need to get that right dose for you and what you can handle. And like I said, use it like your driver's license. Put that shit in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it. So when you going through that hard time, it's passion is going to make you do something crazy that nobody can. Risk, you can't stay in that. Passion, you can't stay in that. Like, there's so many amazing things that you have to do to be successful in life that you cannot stay in those situations. They're just for the time being. You're not supposed to be always taking risks. You know what I'm saying? But you can't take a risk. We can't be successful without taking risks. But you take the risk, now you do the regular shit until it's time for you to take a risk again. You know what I'm saying? You pull out your passion to get you through this hard time. Then once you at the point where you can handle it, put shit back in your pocket. You don't feel like you love your spouse no more. That's fine. But you do the math. You know what? I pissed her off 2 months ago, and she figured out a way to still be here. So I need to do the same thing, and we work well together. And every other month is me and she was saying. So we got to figure out how we can both fix, because we both driving each other crazy once in a while. But for the most time, we both good. and our good things outweigh our bad. And for me to have to leave him or her alone and find something else might be too much. That's discipline. That's common sense. That's intellect. And that's what happens when you focusing on passion. Those things are thrown away. And then all the other shit that passion brings with it, you know what I'm saying? Absent-minded, just moving, without any real plan, without any regard for what's about to happen. You just doing things. That's not how that works.